Shalom, Ka'ala Yahweh, Bashem Yahushai, Bashem Rakal Kodash. Double honors to my teachers, the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Peace and mercy to the elect, who are the house of David reborn again in this generation. And Shalom to the 130 Yasharallah, who today are known as the Negroes, Latinos, and Native Indians, who before losing their true heritage were known as, and still are, the true Hebrew Israelites of the Holy Bible. In today's lesson, we're talking about an update to World War III. But let's read this first. This is Revelations 11 and 14. The second woe is past, and behold, the third woe cometh quickly. And the woes referred to here are talking about the world wars that just passed, right? World War I and World War II for the second woe. Now we, as a world, are fastly approaching World War III, right? The chess pieces are all being moved into place by the Most High, right? And you're starting to see now that the spirits of these other nations being roused up. Let's take a look at this video. It says, top U.S. officials...
Well, good afternoon.
Let's read it real quick. Top officials from the U.S. and China have publicly exchanged sharp rebukes of each other's policies.
Well, good afternoon, and welcome. On behalf of National Security Advisor Sullivan and myself, our administration is committed to leading with diplomacy, to advance the interests of the United States, and to strengthen the rules-based international order. We'll also discuss our deep concerns with actions by China, including in Xinjiang, Hong Kong, Taiwan, cyber attacks on the United States, economic coercion toward our allies. Each of these actions threaten the rules-based order that maintains global stability. That's why they're not merely internal matters, and why we feel an obligation to raise these issues here today. I said that the United States relationship with China will be competitive where it should be, collaborative where it can be, adversarial where it must be.
We do not seek conflict, but we welcome stiff competition, and we will always stand up for our principles, for our people, and for our friends. We look forward to discussing all of these matters with you in the hours ahead.
关于所谓这个网络袭击问题，我想想，网络袭击的能力使用方面，美国都是冠军。我们希望美国在讲什么普世价值什么国际舆论的时候想想自己心里是不是踏实？因为你们不能够代表，你们只能代表美国政府。
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Hold on 1 second, please. Hold on 1 second. Mr. Director, State Councilor, given your extended remarks, permit me please to add just a few of my own before we get down to work, and I know Mr. Sullivan may have a few things to say as well. I have to tell you, in my short time as Secretary of State, I've spoken to, I think, nearly 100 counterparts from around the world, and I just made my first trip, as I noted, to Japan and South Korea. I have to tell you, what I'm hearing is very different from what you described.
我们把你们想得太好了，我们认为你们会遵守基本的外交礼节。
Well, I think we thought too well of the United States. We thought that the U.S. side will follow the necessary diplomatic protocols.
所以我们刚才必须阐明我们的立场。
So for China, it was necessary that we make our position clear.
我现在讲一句，你们没有资格在中国的面前说。你们从实力的地位出发同中国谈话。
So let me say here that in front of the Chinese side, the United States does not have the qualification to say that it wants to speak to China from a position of strength.
So you have that just recently happened in Switzerland. And you got this that just happened today. Or yesterday, still lucky. Iran threatens to kill U.S. Army general, attack DC base in a report. Right, so this recently happened. It says Iran has reportedly threatened to attack a U.S. Army base in Washington, D.C. and kill General Joseph M. Martin in a USS Cole-style attack. The National Security Agency intercepted communications in January indicating that Iran's Revolutionary Guard discussed carrying out an assault against Fort McNair to kill Martin. The Army's Vice Chief of Staff and Associated Press reported Sunday, citing senior intelligence officials. Now you see, that right there is obviously retaliation for the killing of the top general that America did during the beginning part of 2020, right? But what ultimately do these videos here represent, right? It represents the spirit that the Lord is putting out upon these other nations, which is described here. This is Joel 3:10. Beat your plowshares into swords and your pruning hooks into spears. Let the weak say, I am strong. All right, see, because the Lord, He is now raising up the other nations of the world to bring down America. Okay, this is how World War III is going to play out, right? You're going to start to see the countries, the nations, which at one time were considered weak and minuscule to America, are going to start to stand up and start puffing at the American government, man, at the army of America, right? You're seeing this mostly with China right now, right? You also see, recently you had Biden being challenged to a debate by Vladimir Putin, right? And you could see right now Putin and Biden, they're going back and forth with verbal assaults, man. Right now they're just small little quips, but pretty soon, Biden basically called Vladimir Putin a murderer, right? We all know that Putin has done some shady ass shit, but to be confronted, but to have that said by a president, like that is on a different level right there, right? That shit hits different, right? When it comes from the leader of the United States, right? When they say that publicly. Now, that being said, you're going to start seeing that part escalate, right? Now, so here you had Iran, China, and again, Putin or Russia, starting to, come up against America in a way where America is going to pretty much have to either back down, or they're going to have to basically get tough on these what they would refer to as the axis of evil, right? These other enemy nations. Now, China, for the last decade, has been ramping up its military size in warp speed, right? Especially in these last few years, they are now a bigger military power than America, man. And there's recent I guess we call simulations that were ran that show that America lost every time when you put it up against China's new military power, right? And this is especially why China is now starting to puff up at America, man. They're starting to stand up to that power, and again, and ultimately it's because of the spirit that the Lord is putting in these other nations, right? The Edomite Empire, which has ruled the world for pretty much since the time you were born, is now on its way down, people, right? And what you need to understand is that you need to get on board with what is going on in reality, man, right? You're not going to be here for the next 10, 20 years, man. You're not going to be building up or saving up a college savings account for your baby and shit. Okay, that ain't gonna happen, man. You need to start preparing for the end. The end is here, Hakim, but we just now have to wait until it comes out. Now, consider yourself lucky, right? Even though with what we are about to go through is gonna be some out of this world events, and it's gonna be mind-blowing, right? and it's going to be some pretty devastating events that you're going to have to go through, right? You know, but count yourself, you know, lucky that you have been let in on the narrative of what's actually happening, man. You know, you could be out there freaking dancing to the latest freaking challenge, right? Thinking you're doing something, right? Because you're getting likes and freaking shares, and you know, you could be lost in that mess, right? Or you could be stuck trying to get your next hustle, trying to scam the next couple of people, you know, just so you could freaking you know, try to make, you know, that car payment, or try to, you know, get some fucking luxury item that won't amount to a fucking hill of beans once everything gets burnt up, right? Consider yourself lucky that you know this truth, that the Lord has had mercy on you, right? This is Ezekiel 7:3. Now is the end come upon thee, and I will send mine anger upon thee, and I will judge thee according to thy ways, and will recompense upon thee all thine abominations, and mine eyes shall not spare thee, neither will I have pity. Right? See, because this right here is talking, the Lord is making an address to the nation of Israel, right? You Negroes, Latinos, and Native Indians, right? And this is talking about the time that, you know, back then, right, when the Lord punished us back then. But this is also is pretty much for, you know, it applies to now too, right? Because we are, as a nation, right, our people are going off, right? And 2/3 of our people, 2 out of every 3 Negro, Latino, Native Indians will ultimately be put to death because they are abominable, man. They have been rejected by the Lord because of what they have done and what they will not do, right? They won't bow the knee to the Lord. They won't repent from their wickedness and being in this world, man. And that's because, one, they don't care about this truth. They're too busy working. They're too busy, you know, following other, what they could perceive as powers, gods, right? They're too busy, you know, going after degrees or whatever, right? Freaking getting their rocks off and shit, right? But they're gonna be put to death, man. They're gonna be caught in their abominations, which they that they have surrounded themselves with. Verse 4. And mine eyes shall not spare thee, neither will I have pity, but I will recompense thy ways upon thee, and thine abominations shall be in the midst of thee, and ye shall know that I am Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. Right? And that's exactly what's happening, man. You're seeing our people becoming the most vile and wicked people on the earth, surrounded by these Edomites, man. Right? I seen a video today, was fucking disgusting, man. You had a Judite talking about you know, that if you're not attracted to a trans woman, that something's wrong with you, man. That he would be, you know, okay with a trans woman, that if she, you know, she had gotten her rod cut, or if he had gotten his rod cut off, had plastic surgery to get breasts, and he, you know, and that he had made himself as much into a woman as he could, then that would be fine by him. No, man, that makes you into a fucking bundle of sticks. Makes you abominable, man. The Lord's gonna kill people like that, man. Right? Because their abomination is gonna be in the midst of thee, man. That guy's gonna have to answer for all that shit he's done, man. Hopefully he repents, but I doubt it, man. That guy seemed like he was lost in Babylon. Right? Verse 5. Thus saith Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, power and evil, and only evil, behold, is come. An end is come. The end is come. It watches for thee. Behold, it is come. So, Akim, consider your time wisely. Understand that though you may be in your neighborhood, you only travel within about an average of a 30-mile radius every day. This is your day in and out, right? You know, you go to the same shops. Understand that in the world right now, the powers that be are ramping up to go to war, right? And one day soon, there's going to be an ending to the mercy that the Lord is going to give. Now, what that means for you is that you need to make sure that you get in the good standing of the Lord. And what does that mean? That means repent as much as you can. Stop doing anything bad that you can control and you can stop doing, right? Get into this truth. Understand, this is a good thing that I tell people, man. If you want to understand, if you want to make sure that you know the Lord's name, not only do you have to, understand the names, Yahweh and Yahweh Shai, but you got to write it, right? Ask yourself that right now. Can you write out the Lord's name? Can you write out the Messiah's name? Can you? Now try it right now, right? Let's see how many of you can actually write out the name of the Lord. Okay? If you cannot, make it a goal. Make it a goal to write out his name and his son's name. All right? You're then gonna know that once you're able to write those out, that you got it, man. Right? Now, next, you also got to understand, man, that you will be presented with this mark of the beast that is coming. We see this coming and being pushed out now as the jab, C19 potion, but we understand that that is the thing that will eventually lead to the MOB, the mark of the beast. All right? Prepare yourself, Akim. Prepare to lose your job. Prepare to stand your ground. Prepare not to take it. Okay? And then next, look around, consider those you care about, and start to warn them, okay? Warn those who you want to warn. This is the time to let them know to wake up. If you can't tell them, just send them a video of one of these good channels, man. The brother, the elder brother from South Carolina, Manat Zakba. Send them one of his channels, or the elder from Texas, Yashawamba. Send them one of their videos, man, and tell them, say, hey, watch this. Let me know what you think, right? That's a good way to introduce somebody to the truth, right? So, but I just wanted to let you give you an update on World War III. Akim, show you how close we are coming to this. So next time, I want to give all praises to Yahweh, Bashem Yahushai, Bashem Kwakwadash. The honors my teachers, the apostles and elders, the great millstone. Peace and mercy to the elect. Shalom.